as India reels under the coronavirus onslaught, another menace has reared its head. It is deadly and not easy to get rid of. It can disfigure human face and destroy a person's faculties, his senses. In common parlance, it is called black fungus. Its scientific name is mucormycosis and is supposed to be a rare disease, but it does not appear to be all that rare nowadays because it is threatening a large section of India's population, which is already suffering from coronavirus. According to experts, there used to be just one case of black fungus in several months. But of late, the frequency has risen to more than 30 cases in a month, and in some places, especially Bengaluru, the cases are more. However, experts tell us that it cannot be described as a major outbreak yet. But there has been definite rise in black fungus cases in Gujarat, Telangana, Karnataka, Delhi and Maharashtra. According to an Australian website, abc.net.au, even prior to the coronavirus pandemic, this infection disproportionately affected Indian patients. The prevalence of the infection is estimated to be about 70 times higher in India than in the rest of the world. You can just imagine the potential menace of this infection. The reason for this is the hot and humid climate that nurtures these pathogens. Pathogens are various microorganisms that infect us. COVID-19 has only made things worse for potential victims of black fungus. Mucormycosis is caused by a group of molds called Mucormycetes. Mucormycetes found in soil and in decaying vegetation. These pathogens then enter water and air through various means. Since the germ proliferates in the environment, the chances of increase in the number of cases are quite high in India. The viruses, bacteria and disease-causing microorganisms called Mucormycetes are present in the environment and attack those who have low immunity levels. Vulnerable groups include people who have health problems or take medicines that lower the body's ability to fight germs and sickness. These include COVID-19 patients, diabetics, cancer patients, as well as those who have had an organ transplant, even they. Because when the organ transplant is done, immunosuppressants are injected into the body to help the transplanted organ get into the body and stay there and start functioning. Even those patients who have to be admitted to hospitals for a longish duration are vulnerable to the black fungus infection. This fungus can also occur in cases where the water used in the oxygen humidifier is not sterilized, and this is where we have to focus on those people who are buying oxygen cylinders in the black market. You do not know the quality of those cylinders. You do not know whether they are properly kept or not, whether they are hygienic or not, we do not know. And this can be another cause for the proliferation of black fungus. The infected patient's skin turns black with what appear to be blisters and ulcers. People can lose their sight if the eye socket becomes infected, and the infection can spread to the brain, causing seizures, coma, and comprehension difficulties. People can get sick if they breathe in spores from the environment. Even stale and polluted eatables can contain such spores. These can also enter the body through a cut or broken skin. So there are various ways it can infect us and destroy some of our body organs. Are there any specific symptoms of this disease? The National COVID-19 Task Force has listed certain warning signs which include pain and redness around the eyes or nose, fever, headache, coughing, shortness of breath, bloody vomits, and altered mental status. Yes, it affects the mental health also. Further, infection with mucormycosis could be suspected when one or more of the following occur. These are sinusitis, which causes nasal blockades or congestion. Then there could be black or bloody nasal discharge. Next is local pain in the cheekbone, one-sided facial pain or toothache or numbness or even swelling on that part of the face. Blackish discoloration over the bridge of nose or even the palate. Loosening of teeth or jaw. Blurred or double vision with pain. Thrombosis, which is actually swelling and pain due to blood clot formation. Necrosis, which is premature death of cells in a body, which is caused by either injury or disease and results in inflammation. Gangrene is an example of necrosis. Skin wound that does not heal easily. Finally, it is chest pain, pleural effusion, which is actually an unusual amount of fluid around the lungs. Worsening of respiratory systems is another, worsening of respiratory symptoms, which is another indicator of the possibility of black fungus having infected a person's body. However, the above symptoms on their own cannot be definitively taken as black fungus infection. So, it is highly advisable to seek expert investigation to confirm or rule out the fungal infection. That's very important. In India, we have a very bad habit of self-diagnosis and self-medication, which we should avoid. According to the Indian Council of Medical Research guidelines for black fungus, mucormycosis, if uncared for, may turn fatal. Sinuses or lungs of such individuals get affected after fungal spores are inhaled from the air. Major risk factors for this disease include uncontrolled diabetes, immunosuppression by steroids, prolonged ICU stay, malignancy, and voriconazole therapy. This medicine can create a lot of problems if not done under strict medical supervision. To prevent the disease, blood glucose level should be monitored after a COVID patient is discharged from hospital, and also in diabetic patients this monitoring needs to be done. Steroids should be used judiciously. Clean, sterile water should be used in humidifiers during oxygen therapy, and antibiotics and antifungal medicines should be used strictly according to the doctor's prescription. So how does the how to get rid of black fungus? Is it possible to get rid of, or is there any treatment? Well, management of COVID patients with mucormycosis requires a multidisciplinary approach. It involves microbiologists, internal medicine specialists, neurologists, eye and ENT specialists, dentists, surgeons, and others. Multi-speciality approach has to be taken to get rid of this fungus. It is so dangerous. We have to be very, very careful, especially those of us who are living in India. It is essential to control diabetes. I am saying it once again. Discontinue immunomodulating drugs, reduce steroids, and resort to extensive surgical debridement to remove all necrotic materials. We need to debride or remove the debris in and around the wounded areas. It normally can create a lot of problems if left unattended. Medical treatment includes installing peripherally inserted central catheter for draining the bladder, maintaining adequate systemic hydration, infusion of normal saline intravenously, and antifungal therapy for at least 6 weeks. The patient should be monitored clinically to dissect the disease progression. Doctors also resort to judicious use of steroids and immunosuppressive drugs, especially in elderly, immunocompromised, cancer and diabetic patients with COVID. If the prescribed therapy does not work, or if the infection has caused irretrievable damage, then surgery becomes the only way out. But we should remember that surgery can lead to loss of the upper jaw and sometimes even an eye, which can cause psychological trauma to the patient. This is where a psychologist can play an important role by helping the patient to cope with the loss of jaw, which can cause difficulty in chewing and swallowing. Moreover, disfiguring of the face can cause loss of self-esteem. Doctors need to assure the patient that the loss of eye or upper jaw can be replaced with appropriate artificial substitutes. While prosthetic replacement of the missing facial structures can commence once the patient stabilizes after the surgery, it is important to reassure him or her about the availability of such interventions. Never should the patients be left to panic with the sudden unforeseen loss, which can increase their post-COVID stress. Needless to say, prevention is always better than cure. So how do we prevent falling prey to this deadly infection? Here are some precautions prescribed by experts. First, use masks if you are visiting dusty construction sites. Wear shoes, long trousers, long-sleeved shirts and gloves while gardening. Maintain personal hygiene. Keep a check on blood glucose levels after getting discharged from a COVID-19 hospital. Keep a check on the timing of taking steroids and their dosage. This is very, very important. Keep water clean for humidifiers while undergoing oxygen therapy. Use antibiotics or antifungals under strict medical supervision. This I am underscoring again and again. This is important. You cannot take this particular disease lightly, or for that matter any disease. You cannot take it lightly. We have got doctors who can help us overcome such deadly diseases. Make sure to keep yourself well covered while handling soil, moss or manure while farming or gardening. As long as we take proper precautions, we can stay safe from the black fungus infection. Do remember, our body has a powerful immune system of its own, but it needs to be regularly reinforced by leading a vigorous, clean and healthy lifestyle. Thank you for watching this show. I'll come back with another edition soon. Till then, stay safe and stay healthy.